Hello everyone, welcome back to DevOps Zplus tutorial. Today we are not learning CI/CD using a normal things. We are watching a real workflow simulation where the developer, tester, and DevOps engineer are working together. See, look at the left side. We have a three people in our team. We have a three people in our team. You can see developer, tester, and DevOps engineer. So basically, developer is writing a code and making changes in the application, correct? In our example, developer is updating app.js. See here, app.js is there and adding a new feature. So some new feature is going to update inside the app.js. So what is the content inside the app.js? So this is the content. See, this express and this is an internal content DevOps CI/CD running. So this output we should get after the deployment, right? So this is the thing which is done by a developer. So what developer will do after done these changes? He will execute some git commands, like he wants to push the code changes to our git repository, right? So he will first update this git add, then he will commit the changes using this git commit command, and he will make the push on our branch. So here is going to push the changes to the main branch. Okay, so this is the thing has been done by developer. Okay, now code has reached to GitLab. Okay, this code has been reached to the GitLab. So this is our GitLab. So if you notice the moving packages, these packages represents our source code commits. So when code reaches to GitLab repository, GitLab detect the changes. Okay, GitLab detect the changes. This possible because of CI/CD configuration using the .gitlab ci.yaml file. If you remember, we have a .gitlab ci.yaml file. So this is the file which help us to detect what changes came in our GitLab repository, and it helps you to execute the this pipeline. So step 2, if you see the step 2 is here. So this is the first one, the code has came to the GitLab, the step 2 runner. So now watch Ubuntu runner become active. This runner is active here. Okay, this runner is active. GitLab itself doesn't execute job. It send work to GitLab runner. GitLab just storing the code. Okay, but main work is done by runner only. So where I have installed the runner, I have installed runner on my Ubuntu machine. But in real time, we can use in our on-prem or AWS or Azure as well. Like AWS EC2 Azure VM, we can install the runner and we can map with our GitLab. Okay, so runner reads our pipeline instruction. Runners read our pipeline instruction. He will read our pipeline instruction and he will execute the stages. Okay, so runner now start executing the stages one by one. See, these are all the stages if you see here. So these are all the stages. Now notice there is a test stage. Okay, before deployment we must validate code quality, right? Tester runs the automated test cases. Tester runs the automated test cases, like using in this project we are going to use our the node.js application. Okay, if you got to know, like we are using developer has written code in the app.js. Okay, this is a node.js application. And tester, this is a tester want to do execute the test cases. So for the node.js we have a command, like tester wants to execute npm test command. Okay, so what happen in the npm test, he will execute the few test cases like api test run, health checks run. If the test fail, it will pause the pipeline. If the test fail, it will pause the pipeline and there will be no deployment will be happen. So no broken code will execute in the production. That this is why CI/CD is powerful. Okay, but if the test cases pass, then it will come to the next stage. What is the next stage is here? Build. So now build stage start. Okay, you see here we are going to install the dependencies. Here we are going to install the dependencies first. Okay, so like using the command npm install, this is a one command for installing the dependency. This stage converts source code into a deployable artifact. Okay, so once dependency install, We'll come to the next one, which is a Docker. Okay, now Docker become active. Docker become active. We package the application inside a container. Okay, here we are going to build an image. Like if you know, when we are going to like create an image, we have a command like docker build. Okay, hyphen t and or a image name and or a location, like which may be a current location or which may be a different location. Okay, so this is the command which we are going to use for the build image. So this why image is here, because the same application behavior which will be in everywhere. That's why we are going to install this one, like correct, like understand developers laptop, testing environment and production server. So like all were developer laptop, testing environment and the production. So everywhere the same code will be work. That's why we are using a docker here. So after image creation, docker image goes to the dockerhub. So this is a dockerhub will be active here. Dockerhub is basically a registry. Dockerhub is basically a registry where we can store our the version images. Okay, for our um, like every time when we are going to deploy a new image, when the new version will be created, and we can store. If you want to revert it back, we can revert from the previous version as well. Okay, so that's why we are going to use it here. Then after that, we are want to deploy the code. Now our image is in docker registry. Okay, so how can we deploy our code? So we are going to deploy our code using the docker container. Okay, so here we are not in this project, we are not going to use here the kubernetes. Currently we are using here only docker container to deploying our code. Okay, so once the code has been deployed, we'll get this code in our web with the particular port number. Which port will we are going to use here? We are going to use here 3000 to get the application. So basically the summarize here, like developer is going to change the code, the git push will happen, GitLab detect the changes, then test the execute, then test case will be execute, then application build, docker image will be created, docker hub will push the image, uh, sorry, docker hub image will gain, and then production deployment will happen. This entire process happen automatically, so without manually logging into the server. Okay, so this is the flow which we have seen in this presentation. So now let's go with the hands-on. Okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, so here is a complete documentation which I already added here for your understanding purpose. So I'll paste this link in the description box, so from where you can directly go through that and you can execute your uh, project as well. Okay, so let's start. Okay, before starting this one, make sure you we should have few requirements. So what are all the requirements? Well, first, you should have a GitLab, because this project is related to this one, so you should have GitLab account. Then you should have a docker hub account. Okay, because we want to store the image to the docker hub. Then you should have a Ubuntu or an a Linux OS. If you do not have, then you can use AWS, EC2 or Azure VM. Okay, or any cloud thing. Then next, you should know the basic of the Linux. Then git commands. Then we'll have to install here the GitLab runner. Okay, in our Ubuntu machine. Then you should know the basic things of YAML file. If you don't know the YAML things, please reach out to my previous videos. I have given everything in the step by step. Okay, so these are all the things required for here for the understanding this thing. Okay, so let's start the project work. Okay, so here is a complete hands-on. You can see everything I have mentioned. I am not going through this again. Same thing which we have discussed in the presentation, all has been mentioned here. Okay, so our first step. So what is our first step? First step is you have to create a project. So this is a one directory like node.js CI/CD project. So this one we can do it from the local as well, or you can do it from the GitLab as well. So I am directly going through the GitLab. Okay, I'm inside the GitLab, and let me give the project name like GitLab node.js score project one. Sorry, this is a project two. So this is my project name. Next, we have to provide the project URL. I have a namespace. So I'm giving my namespace here. Visibility level. This is my private group, so that's why there is no public access there. Okay, let me click on the project and make sure this is a GitLab new UI. The old UI is little bit different, so don't be confused here. The lots of thing is similar, only pipeline and few of the new update came in this new version. Okay, okay. So now we are good with this. We have created our project. Okay, what next? We should have to clone this project to our local machine, right? Like in the presentation we have seen. See what we have seen in the presentation. Here developer is making changes, like developer is going to write the app.js file, right? So consider we are not a developer, but we are doing everything. Okay, so let's go back to the our project and copy the URL from a clone with HTTPS, and let's go back to your Ubuntu server. So this is my Ubuntu server, and make sure you have a git install on your Ubuntu server. So let me show you. I already installed this one. So git hyphen hyphen version is there. Then let me clone this my repository. So when I click on, see, you can see my data is here. Like what is our GitLab underscore node.js project 2. So I am inside my project. Okay, I have only one readme.md file. Okay, so like you do not have a developer's code, correct? So everything I have given in the documentation, so you can get the code from there, then you will get the hands-on. So next let's go back to our documentation and let's check the developer's code. So first in the step 2 is the create an application. Developer is going to creating an application, like he has created one app.js. Like you can see here what he has mentioned here, like first one is a constant expression required express, correct? So these are the few things, like it's going to import express package into the application. It's going to require the loading the external some modules here, like this express will help to create an apis and route here, correct? So um, then after that what is that here, app dot get slash is the request and response. This if the status is 200, like the status is 200, it's going to execute this code. Like consider this is one of the application, but we are writing a one simple sentence like DevOps CI/CD project running successfully. Okay, so these are the thing is like here is like basically get endpoint, which we have seen here, right? And when user visit to the like site, consider the local host colon and 3000, then this route execute, and if you see here the request and the response, correct? This is a request object and this is a response object here. That's why it's there, and it's going to returning, it is going to return the 200 status. Like I told you, 200 means like a success one. The next one is app.get slash health request and response. Then it's going to check the health endpoint here. Okay, like basically most of the cases going to check the health, like if health is good or not, right? So that's why this one is going to check. Then after that the uptime is there, it's going to return how many second application is running. That's why it's showing the um this uptime is correct. Okay, here is status is up. Here is explanation also is done why this forward slash is there. Application endpoint slash health checkpoint export required for the testing. Okay, so let's copy this code, and let's go back to our terminal, and let's create a app.js file. Let me create app.js file. I have created app.js file. Okay, let's go back to doc and see what next. The next file is server.js file. Okay, so it's basically load our app.js file. That's why this is file. See here, um where is it? Let's copy this one. Here see dot slash app is there, correct? So that's why is here. Basically it's going to load our app.js file. Then after that it's going to read some variable which you have given here, like 3000 variables, correct? And which is a port. Okay, let me go back to the terminal and create a server.js file. Cat um, server.js. Okay, and let's paste the code. Okay, let me clear the screen and see we have two files, app.js and server.js file. Okay, let's go back to documentation and see what next. Here is the third step, like create a package.json. Like you should know like what is the package.json. So basically package.json is there where the developer is going to write all the dependencies and those things, right? So like here we are going to use a node.js, so it's there is a version. Then the script is there, node server.js. The test for the test case purpose, which test case we are going to use here for this. So just we are going to use here, right? So run in band, the dependency is there, and see here they have mentioned the version like jest and super tests. Like the run in band is basically used for to execute tests one by one. Okay, it's useful in the CI pipeline. Okay, so let's copy this and create a package.json file. Okay, we have to change one thing here. See, Node.js CI/CD project. Our project name is different. Our project name is GitLab underscore Node.js. Correct. So let me change this. GitLab underscore Node.js project 2. Okay, that's it. Okay, now we have three files. The developer has done this one. Okay. If you have a Node.js on your local machine, so you can do one thing, you can execute through locally as well. Okay, using the npm install and those the dependency will be installed, and you will get the hands-on as well. But here in the CI/CD purpose, we are directly doing in the GitLab. Okay, okay. Now as per the presentation, developer has been written the code. Okay, he has done the code. Correct. The next one is tester we're running the just test cases. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation and see. Here it is showing step 4, it's showing the create test cases. Okay, so for the test cases what he has mentioned here. So if you see here, there are two things it's showing. First one is a super test with this dot and slash app, but one step back and our app is there, correct? So that's why it's there. It's going to super test, basically creating a fake API request. Okay, no server startup is needed. Then request API is there, request, and slash app is there, which is going to creating a request object. Then after that this dot gate is there. See the dot gate is there, just call the root API. Yeah. See the calling the root API, this slash means root API. Then expect is there, check the expected value. So 200 respond if get, it's going to checking this one. Okay, if the pipeline fail, if value mismatch, then it's going to be check here. Okay, then expected response dot text. So in the developer has been given this code, develop DevOps CI/CD project running pipeline. so it should be expect in the output. If I miss anything here, this test case will be failure. Okay. Okay, so let me copy this one. So these are all the things here. Okay, let me copy, and we'll have to create a one directory here first. Okay, so first create a one directory which is a like mkdir and test. Let me go inside the test, and I will create the file. What is the file name is here? Our file name is basically app.test.js, like app.test.js, and paste our code. Okay, now you can see we have a app.test.js. Let me go back, and we have a now like app.js, package.js, server.js, and test. Okay, now tester has written the test cases. Tester has written the test cases here. So if you want, you can do it locally as well. We are doing directly through GitLab. Then after that, what's that? We'll have to create a Docker file. Okay, we'll have to create a Docker file. So this one from node 18 alpine work dir slash app copy run copy expose and cmd. Like you should have basic things about the Docker, like what does this and what is the purpose of these things. See, so basically this from like it's going to collect the base image from the base official Docker Hub. Okay, official Docker Hub. So node 18 and alpine, this is an image which is going to pull here using the from keyword. The next one is work dir. What is work dir? Work dir is basically a working folder where we want to execute our code. We want to create a packages, dependencies, and everything. So slash app means under the root the app directory is there. Okay, so that's why is there. The next one is a copy. Copy means the same copy command which we are going to use here. It's going to copying package.json file to our app directory. Okay, so see the package and star means all. Whatever the star file is there, it's going to copy from here to there. So copying the dependencies file first. That is the one thing. That's for the improvise the Docker cache. Okay, then after that the run npm install. Okay, so it's going to installing the like project packages. It's going to installing the packages, project packages. That is the one thing. Then again it after project package install, it's going to copying these things to the our working directory. That is the purpose of dot and dot here. Then after that it's going to expose this application on 3000 port. Application listens on port 3000. Suppose I am using the localhost, so when I hit localhost and 3000, our application will launch here. Okay, but if you use aws ec2, okay, so your public ip is here, then you can execute there, and this one your application will be launched over there. Then the cmd we are using here, like npm start purpose, the container will start the application. Okay, if you see the below is an application like the pulling the image, create work directory, install dependencies, copying code, and start the application. Okay, that is the thing here. Let me scroll down, and okay, first we'll have to copy this code. Okay, I have copied this code, and let me update in our repository. So I'll create a Docker file. Okay, I have created Docker file. Now Docker file is done. Now let's see the below one. See, this is the one of the dot ignore file is there. So why we are going to use in this dot ignore file basically because we do not want to be create a large image, right? Sometimes, so when Docker build is happening, so using this one we can ignore this file which is not required here. So that's why this one we are going to create here. Let me create a cat dot docker ignore. Okay, let me paste the content. Okay, now it's done. Okay, now we can test locally as well, but we are not doing it locally. Okay, okay, so now we have a complete code here. If you see, let me see, I have a tree. Okay, I think I do not have. Okay, I have. Let me see. I have these files. The developer has written app.js, backend.js, server.js. Tester has written the test file, test cases, app.test.js, and this Docker file has been written by me. Okay, me means like DevOps guy, or we can say that sometime developer also going to write the Docker file also. Okay, so what next? Our next process is we want to push this code to our GitLab. Okay, so let's see the status. Let me add everything. Give the commit message, git commit -m, and let's see, update project to configuration. Okay, and let me push it. I'm going to push the changes. Let's go back to our repository and refresh the page, and you can see here then our data is here, correct? So when you push the changes directly, if you see, this is a .ignore file, docker ignore file, right? That's where the docker container image is showing here. This is a docker file, this is md file, this is package.js file. Okay, so all those things has been came here. Okay, so now uh, in the presentation we have seen one thing. Developer and tester has make the changes to the GitLab, but GitLab itself won't trigger the pipeline, right? So GitLab should have one of the thing like runner, where we want to execute those things like runner or instance or any terminal, right? So let's go back to here and see. uh, we have a Ubuntu machine in local system. Okay, so those will be attached, but for only for the deployment perspective. Okay, but for the build test purpose, we are going to use here the image. So image, like the official image also we can use in the GitLab. So the shared runner will get it from the GitLab, so we can work here for a small scale and short based project. But for deployments perspective, we can use our own runner or our own server. Okay, so let's check what next. Okay, under this, okay, our docker file is done. We have sent our data to GitLab. We are not going to execute this step at test local. Step 9 is here, create dockerhub repository. Okay, before going to the GitLab repository, it is saying to create a dockerhub. I told you in the presentation, our requirement is as well dockerhub. Okay, so see, if you visit to the dockerhub, and this is an official site, just click on it, you will redirect to the dockerhub portal. So this is one of the repository portal is here. So see, this is a like a one UI where all the images it's showing here. See, like I have multiple images here, correct? And this is a one, this is a where we can store or all the like image on the version base. Okay, so it's a very easy process. Just you have to log in with your user ID and password, or you can log in with your Google or any other account as well. Okay, that's an easy step, so you can easily create this account. Okay, so I already have this one. Okay, so I not going to create it again. Okay, we have pushed this to GitLab, correct? Okay, what next? I will have to add a GitLab variable. Okay, before that, let's see where is our YAML file. Okay, our YAML file is below, I think. Yeah, okay. So okay, before updating this credential, see, uh, in the doc step 11, add GitLab variable like docker username and password. First we'll understand the YAML file. Okay, what is the requirement here? Okay, so let me copy this first and I'll directly update it here. Let me create a .gitlab ci.yaml file directly from here. One thing I told you, like how we can update the data from the GitLab, sorry, this local machine. Okay, okay, now see here. Here we have a multiple stages: install, test, docker and deploy. Okay, here is a variable which is a global variable. Okay, here is a global variable. We can say that like it's going to defining the variable one time only. We are not going to, we don't need to add it multiple times, that's why it's there. Okay, like basically avoiding the repeating image name. Then after that you can see here the few thing is here, like the cache is here, which is going to use under the node modules, the path which we have mentioned here, for the storing the node, all the packages and dependencies. Okay, that's why we have given here. Then after that the stage name we have mentioned here. See, this is the install dependency, one of the uh, like this is a job name and this is a stage name install. Okay, we can say that the stage is install and this is a job name. Then after that image, I told you, instead of the runner or any server, I am using here an official docker image. So using this image we can execute this thing and we can store to the inside the artifact. Okay, that's why we are going to use this one here. Okay, so npm install going to installing all the packages and dependency and going to store under this directory. So this is the first thing is done. Okay, the next one is test an application. Okay, test application, it's going to test our all the test cases. Okay, same thing, same image I am going to use here, node 18. Then next one is install the dependencies. Script is npm test. When we execute this one we'll get all the result. Okay, then once this one is done, one more thing, see the dependencies, install dependencies depends on the above job. Okay, until this one not success, this one will not be executed. Okay, that is a scenario. Next one is the docker build push, the build stage we have seen, right? You can see here the docker build is here. We are using an image, official docker latest image is here. Then we are going to use here this service is a docker dind, which is going to allow runner container to run the docker commands. Okay, that's why we are using the docker dind here. Okay, the next one is a before script here. Like in the document we have seen, it is asking to update this variable inside the our GitLab variable for the GitLab, sorry, Docker Hub. So these are the variable for the Docker Hub. Like um, Docker Hub is like a private or public, but we should have to give the credential via before pushing the image to the there. So Docker username and Docker password. So I'll update in the YAML file, that I will show you those things. Okay, so first this one is done. Then let's it will come to the next one, the script. So what will happen inside that docker build -t dollar image name dollar ci commit short Zion. Okay, like it basically uses a commit id as a version. Okay, like real companies using this for the tracking purpose, that's why I'm using this here. And the dollar image name which is coming from here, image name. Okay, this is an image name and docker username. So this docker username I'll going to add it under the variable, the same docker username will come here. Okay, so that is the thing. Then after that, going to add the tag with using the image name, this commit, and the image name with the latest one, this is a tag. Then we're going to push the image to the docker hub. Okay, then see, this is the thing here with this ci commit short, and this is going to update with the latest tag. Okay, once docker push is done, let's will have to deploy the thing. Okay, so if you see here the deploy stage is here, deploy, and these are all the tags. Okay, let me comment out these are the top tags. And here I am not going to use that any images. See here there is an image, but I am not going to use any image here. Okay, I stop this one because while the pipeline will start, it will not detect this docker or anything here. Okay, so this stage will be failure. Okay, so inside it, what is going to happen? Docker login, same thing. It's going to pull the images, going to stop in if already have a same application running inside the docker. Okay, going to remove this same container with the same name and executing the new container. Okay, with this command docker run hyphen d detach mode, name is our node app, port is 3000. Okay, then restart always and our image name. That is the thing here. Okay, so let me first update the, okay, let me show you this will work or this will fail. Okay, then I will get the real time things like what kind of error it will face. And company is also facing this kind of issues multiple times. Let me commit this change. See, the pipeline has been started, so let me click on it. See, these are the four stages it's showing: install, test, docker, and deploy. So first it's going to installing the dependencies. Okay, so let's wait for the completion. Okay, see how the first list of dependencies has been done. See, job has been succeeded, and you can see here the alt artifact has been uploaded after executing the npm install. So we can see on the right hand side the browse option is here. Click on it. Under this node module will get all the packages and dependencies, right? There are lots of packages installing dependencies there. Let me go back and see the next step. Let me refresh the page. See, our test case got passed, means the developer has done the changes, it's working fine. Tester changes is also working fine. Okay, the next one is our DevOps guys work. Okay, see, the test case got passed, there is no issue with that. Testing is also done. Okay, the next one is a docker build push. So here is a DevOps guy work, and this pipeline should be fail. Okay, why? Because I'll show you why this one will be fail. Okay, see, this job has been failed by why? Because in the before script, docker login is there, hyphen u, docker username, and docker password. So both are empty. Okay, it not able to detect those things. So where can we update this thing? Okay, so let's copy this username and password. See, left hand side we have a CI/CD. Click on it. Under this, see here right side, you will get the add variable. You can provide the key here, like docker username and David. Let's go back to the pipeline and try to be retry this one. We do not need to execute new pipeline because we did it from the backend, right? So let's retry this one and let's see it will work or not. See, right side the pipeline started. Click on it. Okay, this will take some time to execute. Let's refresh this page. Okay, now see, the username and password has been correct. See here, Docker login is succeeded. Okay, this one it's showing encrypted. There is some warning because this is we are just doing the testing here. Okay, so for now we can ignore this. See, login succeeded, Docker build is done, means ki our image has been created successfully. Okay, then after that it's going to creating a tag and going to push this to our repository, our registry. Okay, so let's go back to our Docker Hub. So this is our Docker Hub and refresh this page. See, the last push 1 minute ago. Okay, our repository size is 393.6 MB. Okay, this is a latest image has been stored in the Docker Hub. Okay, we can pull this image. Suppose if you have different environment, or if does anybody want to use that, so they can use the same image. If just they have to pull it from there. Okay, uh, okay, so this is done, and let's go back to the pipeline and let's see about the what is the status of our next deployment. Oh, deployment got fail. Why? If you remember, like in the YAML file, we haven't provided any runner there, right? So by default the runner has been taken here. Okay, so if you see, docker command not found, docker command not found is here, and we want to execute as a live. Okay, so okay, so in a real time, people mostly using their own runner here for the deployment perspective. So what is the next step? Let's go back to the documentation and see, somewhere we have seen to create a runner here. If you see step number 12, install GitLab runner on Ubuntu. Install GitLab runner on Ubuntu. Okay, so this one help us to execute this Docker deployment. Okay, so how can we install? So these are all the commands, so you can directly use it from here. Okay, if you don't know how to install the Docker as well, here are the command to install the Docker as well in our Ubuntu server. Okay, so let's go back to the our pipeline. See, the left hand side you will get the CI/CD button. Click on it. See here, the third option is runner. When you click on the runner, you will get the option create project runner. So click on the create project runner, give the tag. So we'll have to provide the particular tag here. Okay, so this is my node.js application, so that's why I'm giving the node.js tag here. Okay, the runner description, you can give these runner description. So this is my project demo 2. You can give this one as well. You can check if you want, pause stop the runner from accepting new job, or protect this, or log the current project only. Okay, or we can skip. You can provide a job timeout as well, like 20 minute, 30 minute, or anything. Then click on the create runner. Once you click on the create runner, you will get the option like where we want to create a runner. So I'm going to create a runner on the Linux platform. Okay, I'm not going to click on create on the Mac OS or Windows or Google Cloud or GKE anything. So I'm going to create on the Linux. Click on the Linux, then you will get the steps here to install those one. Or you can do it from here if you don't know the installation. I already given the documentation, but if you want to do it from here, you can do it from here as well. Same command which I have mentioned there for the installation of the GitLab runner. Okay, then see, I'll show you the this thing. Let's check. First I will open my terminal. Let me clear the screen and I'll paste this one. Okay, first I will check the version. So sudo GitLab runner version. Okay, okay, see, this is the version 18.11.1. For the installation, the steps are there, you can do it easily from there. Okay, then after that we want to register this. Okay, we want to register. So there is a command sudo GitLab runner register. So we can execute, and it will ask us for the give this URL. So provide the URL, same URL you have to provide because we are using as a uh, GitLab portal, right? So that's why https colon slash slash gitlab.com. Then registration token, where we'll get the registration token. See, we have created runner here, and here we have got a run token here. So we'll have to copy the token. One more thing, you can execute this command, then you can directly install it from there at in a one hit. Okay, this is a one more thing is here as well. I am, for the explaining purpose, I am executing all the step by step. Okay, I'm going to show you this. See, it is asking for the token, so I copy this one, I'm going to paste. Then after that it is asking for the name of the runner. So what name of the runner we have given? I think we have given the node.js, correct? This one. Then I am going to provide the executor like shell. Okay, then see, configuration has been done under the config.tuml file. How can we verify that? We can verify using the list. See, the node.js, this is a runner, has been stored inside this tuml file. Okay, we can check the status as well. Status. So GitLab runner service is running. Okay, let's go back to the runner. Scroll down, click on the view runner, view this page, and see, it is showing offline. See, runner has not contacted GitLab in more than 2 hours. Last contact was 47 seconds ago. Okay, um it will take some time to bring up. Okay, like 2 or 3 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll do one thing, we'll go back to our GitLab YAML file, and we'll update this one. So I'm going to update it from here directly, and the next time the developer will make the changes, na, I will do it from the CLI. See, here we are going to use the tags, right? Let me click on the tags. I mean, uncomment the tag, and I will use here the node.js tag only. Node.js tag. Okay, then after that I am going to uh, click on the commit changes. And one more thing, like I told you to be install the Docker as well in our Ubuntu machine. See, I already have a Docker. Okay, Docker version 29.1.3 as documentation already mentioned here. See, while installing this runner, install Docker as well. Okay, GitLab runner and Docker, both those things should be in your local machine, local or your AWS EC2 instance or any cloud environment. Okay, let's go back to YAML file. Let's refresh this page, and see, the pipeline has been started. Let's go back to the pipeline and monitor the complete flow. See, last time our deploy job was failed due to the runner. See, the install dependency job is succeeded. Job succeeded. There is no issue under the browse. All the packages and dependencies has been downloaded. Okay, this is the one thing. Let's go back. The next one is the test case is executing. Let's see, test case got passed. Okay, we are good. Let's go back. Now developer is done, tester is done. Let's see about the Docker. Okay, Docker build and push, both those things is happening in the same job. Why in the same job? Why it's not in separate job? Because if we use the separate job, like the build in the separate job and push in the separate job, then here the problem is, here we'll have to store the image again in the artifact, and then after the artifact we'll have to pull the image to the next stage. That's why we have kept in the same job. Okay, so let's wait for the completion. See, something is happening. Docker push is happening. Docker image created. Docker tag. Docker push preparing, and see, image has been pushed to the DockerHub. Let's go back to our DockerHub and refresh this page. See, less than a minute ago, new image has been created with the 423.9 MB. Okay, that's why that is the thing is here. Let's go back to pipeline and let's see the deploy job. It is executing. Let's wait for the execution. Oh, see, this one is working fine. If you observe right side, the tag is showing Node.js. Okay, earlier it was showing something different one, right? The shade one. The tag is attached. And if you go back to the our runners, and if you refresh this one, I told you this runner will take some time to be active, right? And see, it is showing be online. Okay, and if we move this, last contact was just now. Okay, let's go back to the pipeline and see, docker login is done, like it's going to pull the image from the docker up. Okay, uh, see, let's scroll down. It is taking some time. Okay, see, if you already have a container now, it's going to stop the old one. So I think I already have it done that one, so it's going to stop with the same name. It's been deleted and created a new one. So see, this is a container id 03 dec 03. Okay, so we can say that our deployment is done. How can we validate it's done or not? Let's go back to the our terminal and see the docker ps command and see 30 second ago this docker container has been created. Let's validate the container id c3e6e. Okay, let's see docker ps hyphen a. Mm-hmm. Okay, uh, our application name is a node app. If you see, the node app is application 3000. Okay, and this is the one thing. And see, like I told you to validate this one. So see, c8 d3f something, c8 d3f. This is our container id. Okay, let's launch the application. So see, this is a port 0.0.0 colon 3000. Okay, means the local host. So let me go back to the browser and hit this url. See, boom, DevOps CI/CD project running successfully. This is same thing a developer has been written in his code, correct? And this is a deployment output is there. Okay, so this is the flow for the complete DevOps CI/CD pipeline. See, let's see the pipeline. All the stages has been succeeded. There is no issue. What was the issue was there, we already resolved that. Two issue we have seen here. One is for the docker credential and the second one is for the runner one. So both one we have resolved. Okay, that was for the DevOps guys issue consider. And now we'll see about the next one. The next one is first now we have a new requirement and developer wants to update these changes. Okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, um, First let me pull because we have created the new file now. Okay, the new file is there. Now we have a GitLab YAML file as well. Where is it? No, it is not showing. Okay, yeah, see dot GitLab CI dot YAML file, it is there. Okay, we have pulled the changes now. Under the app.js, we have a new requirement and developer wants to update this thing. So let me update with thank you for watching this video. Okay, and please do subscribe and share with your friends. Okay, this is a new requirement developer wants to do. Let me save this one. Okay, I have done this. Okay, I have done this. Let me update this. Let's see the status. Now let's add git add. I'll show you how the tester will face the issue this time. Okay, developer has done the changes. New feature. Then let me push. Okay, I have pushed the changes to repository. Let's see where is it. Repository. Okay, new changes came here, new feature. Okay, but pipeline not started, so I haven't added any rule over here. So let me do one thing. I'll try to update this YAML file, then our pipeline will be executed. I'll remove the this line. Okay, and let me commit this. Okay, pipeline is started. Let's go back to the pipeline. Now this time we'll get the real time scenario, which is not from the DevOps guy, which is from the testing guy. Okay, if the testing guy means the QA variable fail, but developer need to update to the tester like what he made the changes and what he has to update in his test case, right? Okay, see install dependency done and test application is happening. Now click on it. See, it is showing job failed. Why? If you observe here line number 43, it is showing expected response to be this one, but developer has added a new feature, correct? And the test case is not able to match this one. That is why it is going to fail. Okay, let's go back to the our tests cd. Okay, before that we'll have to copy the content, right? So cat app.js, and let's see thank you for watching this. Copy and go inside the tests and vi app test. Where is this expected? This one, and this. Okay, paste it, save it, check the status, git add, git commit, update, sorry, fix test case, then git push. Boom. Our data has been pushed to the repository. You can see your fixed test case is showing, right? And let's verify. Thank you for watching this one. So, okay, let's the pipeline should be execute. Let's go back. See, the pipeline has been started. Let's click on it and let's wait for the execution. Like we have seen the real time scenarios here. And the first time we have observed the Docker issue due to the username and password was not available. The next time we have observed like the Docker command not found for the deployment perspective because the runner was not connected with our GitLab account. Okay, and by default runner it is not accepting those things. Okay, so those things we have resolved. Then after that developer has updated a new feature. Okay, after updating the new feature the test case was failing. Why? Because inside the test case the our response was not matching. So let's verify the test application. Our first stage is done and the second is also done. See, boom, these test suite and test snapshot and all those things has been done. So there is no issue with that. Now testing also done. Now it's good for the build and deploy purpose. So now see the Docker build is started and see if you observe the right side the runner is by default. Runner is by default which is using from the GitLab. We haven't attached any our own runner. We have only attached only own runner with our deploy job. Okay, for our deployment purpose. If we use our own runner, we'll have to install all those things over that. But this is our small project. That's why I'm using the shared runner here. But in the coming session, we'll see with the uh, AWS EC2 and those things. How can we attach with that? See, the Docker push is started. It is going to be push this image to the Docker. See, it's preparing, and it's done. Let's see the Docker. Refresh this page. See, last push less than a minute ago. So if we observe, if we scroll down, see it is showing how many images we have pushed till now. See, 28 minute ago, 18 minute ago, 1 minute ago, and less than a minute ago. Almost four times we have executed pipeline. Okay, and out of six, four times the images created with the new version. Let's go back to the pipeline and see the deployment. Okay, it is in pending. Sometimes it take time. Let's wait for to be come online. See, pipeline started. So it is going to pull the image. It is going to stop the old container with the same name and it's going to creating a new container. Let's see the container meanwhile. See docker ps. See new container is created 25 seconds ago, right? And this pipeline execution is done. Let's go back and see all the pipeline completion is done. Refresh the page. Oh, see, install is done, test is done, Docker is done, and deployment is also done. Now let's verify, go back to a browser and refresh this. See, the developer's new version has been deployed. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe and share with your friends. Okay, so I hope you guys like this video and thank you for watching.